Good evening, everyone. My name is Craig Hamby. I'm the Director of Elementary Education here at Lindbergh Schools, and I have the pleasure of introducing you to Mrs. Michelle McCroy, who is our Student Information and Core Data Specialist, works in the Teaching and Learning Department with me, and she is going to lead us through some Infinite Campus information tonight. So before Michelle begins, she's going to share a slide deck here in a second to lead us through the presentation this evening. A little history on Infinite Campus and how we got here. If you've been with the district for a few years, you'll know that, well, I can say since I've been in the district since 2001 that we always had Tyler Student Information System. And everything was going well. And then last year, as things happened with the corporations that we work with, textbook companies and different software companies, Infinite Campus, a different student information program, bought Tyler out. So the days of Tyler were over for us. We knew that. We knew we could finish up last year, and we moved into Infinite Campus. This was a move we were investigating a possible move, but this kind of expedited the process for it, and we went a little quicker than we originally intended, but we've been making the best of it, and Michelle has been here to keep us afloat. I personally know some other school districts in the area who have also had to adopt Infinite Campus this school year, and I think that Michelle has done a fantastic job. Of course, we need to give some patience and grace to this program because it's new. That it always happens with the new program. But Michelle has been a lifesaver for us who are working in the district to make sure we know what we're doing with it, and hopefully you parents as well. So hopefully Michelle will be able to answer all your questions going on tonight. So I will be moderating the Q&A. So at any time during the presentation, you can type questions into the Q&A section, and I will either come back on and when it's a good time for Michelle to address that question, or we may wait till towards the end, and I'll group questions together and ask them all at once for Michelle. So feel free to type in at any time, and we'll answer them throughout the presentation. Hopefully we can give everyone some good information about Infinite Campus and answer all your questions this evening. So without further ado, Michelle, I'm going to turn things over to you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Hamby. So hopefully I can give you some great information for our Student Infinite Campus system. We are all still learning this. So like Dr. Hamby said, we're learning this together, but it's been exciting. So there's two different ways that you can get to the Infinite Campus portal. One is through an app, and that you can download through your app store on your mobile device. And then the second way is through our website. You want to select the next page, Beth? So when you go to our website, you just select families and then Infinite Campus, and then you'll be able to log in there. You're going to find out that the screens are very similar between the two systems, whether you're using it from your app or from your web browser. So that's what's really nice. And it's so you can get to the same stuff in the same areas. When you log in on both items, you'll see you can enter in your username and your password. If you have forgotten your password or your username, it does give you the option there to choose that. And then we're going to talk about in the settings where you can make sure your email address is in the system so that you can get that link that allows you to reset those items for you. I'm going to go ahead to the next slide. After you log in, you're going to see something called the Message Center. And as the school year progresses, you're going to see more and more information on the Message Center. You can see your students' overall lunch balance, any assignments that are due, scores, grades, updates, attendance, that sort of stuff. And as you can see, that's going underneath Andy's student there as his year progresses. You will get information from the district, any announcements if we have those up there for you. And then you also have something called an inbox. So you can see duplicate information here in your Infinite Campus Message Center and also in your actual email. So we do advise administrators and teachers and staff when they're sending messages through Infinite Campus to include the inbox and the email. So no matter what you're looking at, you can still get information regarding your student. And then over on the right-hand side, they have something called the items in cart that we'll talk about that you can see when you're paying for food service and that sort of stuff. The first thing that you do want to make sure that you have is your email set for that account settings. And then in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to select the student icon. You're going to go to settings and then account settings. And that first option, which is account security email, if there's nothing there, you do want to hit the word update and add your email address. You will then be notified in your email to verify that it is you, and then it will save that email address to this location so that you can use that password forgotten or user forgotten option from the main page. If at any time you want to get back to the main message center screen, you just select Infinite Campus in the upper left-hand side, and that's going to take you back to that main screen again. When you're looking at your student, you're going to see their picture listed of your students and your family. And then to look into further information, you can click that student's tile. You're going to find that you can see the same information in multiple areas that is very user-friendly to get to different stuff. So when I selected this student here, I can then see on the right-hand side his student number. You would be able to see the food service PIN code if you wanted to add any money to food balance. And then it's going to give you today's schedule. So this is a high school student and they had block day. So you can see periods 1, 3, and 5. It will list the class and the teacher and the time so that you know that. You can open up the pleats down there at the bottom for other areas like assignments due or recent missing assignments or anything that's due tomorrow by just selecting those 3 little dots on the right. And that will open up those pleats as well for you to see further information on that. On the left-hand side is a menu, and you can select all of those items in the menu to be able to see that information related to that topic. And you will notice as we are moving along in the school year that we will be adding more information from our old student information system as well. And you will begin to see more grades and assignments and that sort of stuff as teachers are using the system. On the left, I selected assignments, which then brought up assignments in the middle, and it will let you know if anything's missing, what has been recently graded, what's going to be due tomorrow. So these are the assignments that are being imported in from Canvas. I also selected schedule, and this listed out the schedules for the different terms. So if your student's going to change classes for first semester and second semester, you can see those listed here and the timeframes that would be associated with those classes, depending on the day that we are, and the teacher and the room number also. So there are different items on the left that you can go ahead and select and browse around on when you choose. Next slide. So the hot topic always is how to add money to your lunch account. So you can do that from the main pay screen from the message center, or by selecting food service on the left. You're going to see the student's name, and if they have a balance, you're going to select the word pay. The next is going to come up for you to add a dollar amount to each one of those students, and you can do that at the same time for both students. You select add to cart, and then you would select my cart on the right-hand side. It would bring you to another screen for you to add in your payment information, which will be remembered inside the system so that you don't have to do that every time you log in. And then once you're ready to go, you would hit submit payment. And then that information, your student's lunch balance would then be updated for them to go through the food line. Once you've gone through all of those other items on the left, there is more down at the bottom, and that gives you more information. Like I said, these will be updated as we add more information in from Tyler. You will be able to update your own email address and telephone number if needed through demographics. We will turn that on after annual verification has been completed for the year. You will notice that down at the bottom. So if you have not completed that yet, this is where you would go to do that, to update and to look at all of our new information for the 23-24 school year. You can see transportation is listed there. Meal benefits, that's where you can go to fill out your free and reduced form. And then it's just going to select, family information is everybody in your family. It's pretty self-explanatory, but all that information is listed there for you as well. So as you can see, it's very simple. It's very user-friendly. You can get to multiple information in multiple ways just by selecting whatever is needed. But if you do have questions regarding registration, we have that email address listed for you. And then if you have any questions related to the parent portal itself and logging in or any issues there, you can email the IC support email address also.